Where you live makes a huge difference in your quality of life. Many people live in massive cities to be close to work, to have modern conveniences, live near family, and enjoy themselves. But the same person could have a drastic difference in their current situation by living in a different area. Let's take a look at the top 5 best US states. You came here for the truth, so let me unveil that for you. The best place to live is very subjective. It depends on the person, the family, their current situation, and so many other factors. So I don't necessarily agree that these are the top 5 states, but that's what the survey says. Let's cover them right now. US News and World Report has the best state rankings measuring outcomes for citizens using more than 70 metrics. Over 50,000 people were surveyed based on this. Here's the list. Number 5, Vermont. Number 4, Utah. Number 3, Minnesota. Number 2, New Hampshire. And number 1, Washington. Like I said, you may not agree with this list. I think it is very dependent on what that person feels is important to them. It could be the incomes, it could be the jobs, it could be because it's close to family, it could be that it gives them a quality of life at something they can currently afford. It all depends. I want to know from you what you believe is the best state to live in, and more specifically, because the state could really mean a varying degree of options, what city you think is the best place in the United States. So let me know in the comments section. Each year, US News and World Report surveys over 50,000 Americans in order to rank all US states across 71 metrics in 8 categories: crime and corrections, economy, education, environment, fiscal stability, healthcare, infrastructure, and opportunity. So remember, it's not just based on some factor. We are looking at 71 different metrics here, and I do believe it's important to think about everything as a whole. US News ranks each state from 1 to 50, with 1 being the best and 50 being the worst across each of these 8 categories, and then uses a weighted average to create a final ranking of the best places to live in the country. So this is a rather detailed report that we're getting here. It's not just what do you think is the best. It's not a simple question like that. You need to actually factor that in based on several things, which is what they're doing here. The resulting Best States of 2019 list reflects the states that offer residents public safety and just corrections programs, strong employment and growth, high quality public education, clean air and water, long and short-term financial stability, access to high quality healthcare, as well as robust energy, internet, and transportation infrastructure. US News also calculated opportunity based on variables like cost of living and economic equality. So it basically tells you the whole breakdown of how they came to these numbers, and I think it's important to look at this list and try to gauge for yourself, is this the best opportunity for me? Because suddenly somebody can move somewhere else and have a completely different life. I've seen it many times before, and a lot of people that I know are moving states. This happens to be an issue for a lot of people today, simply because they're fed up with what's going on in their state for one reason or another. Maybe it's Illinois and they feel that the taxes are too high, the crime is too high. They want somewhere with lower taxation that they feel comfortable with. The same thing could be said about New York. People in California want to leave. There are other factors as well. People are moving into these states too because that fits them. So it all depends on the particular situation, like I said. Here is the full list, and you can see the breakdown on the columns on the top there as you see healthcare, education, economy, and so on. This gives us the list, all 50. I'm just showing you the top 11 in this case, just showing the breakdown of that. If you're interested, you can look at this. I believe that we had Alabama and Louisiana at the bottom here. So Louisiana is number 50. Then we have Alabama, Mississippi just behind that. So it just gives you a breakdown of the different states and how they are all comprised based on these metrics. Okay, if you're going to rate it on something else, or if it's on politics, or if it's on one thing or another, this is just giving us an idea of what people think. It's only a sample size, it's 50,000, but I do believe that something like this is much more calculated than just saying this is the best. Well, of course, there are many things that we need to be paying attention to, and that's all subjective, of course, based on what people people like. So that's all for this video. I'm going to end it there. I want to know your thoughts in the comment section below. Please tell me where you think, specifically if you can talk about the city, that would be most appropriate, which city you think is the best in the United States. And of course, if you live somewhere else in the world, that information is so important. I've seen many people that have been leaving the United States or some other countries and going to places like Thailand and Malaysia. They've been going to Uruguay, they've been going to Portugal and other places around the world that seem to give them the quality of life that they desire. It all depends on what they try to achieve. There are others, for example, Peter Schiff. He went to Puerto Rico. Now that is a place where if you have a corporation and you live there, I believe it is 6 months a year, you are able to get a 4% tax rate. Okay, so Paulson did that, Schiff did that, and others have done so as well. The territory had been damaged severely and also economically suffering. They are offering incentives to people with money to come there because they know they're going to spend money and this is going to help them out. This is what they're doing. The same could be said for other places around the world. They want people to bring their money in and they are giving people incentives to do so. I think it is really, really wise. It all has to fit what you desire. Of course, you can't just go to the cheapest place in the world. It might not be safe. It might not have the schools you want. It might not have the healthcare and all of these things that go with living in a particular place. So let me know what you think. That's all for this video. If you found it informative, I would appreciate a thumbs up. Please give me a like on this video and you will be supporting me. If you want the financial education you were not taught in school, these two books have everything you need from top to bottom: the foundation, history, the asset classes, making money. You can actually flip through the pages of these books. If you click on the link below, it'll take you over to Amazon. They have a look inside feature so you can go through the pages for yourself to see if you like it. If you want the audiobook, that's available at themoneygps.com. People are fleeing California. You need to watch this video to find out all the details. Click on it and I will see you there.